Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Mind's-Eye, and we're going to do the reading for the Summer Solstice, which is tomorrow. It is June 20th. It is one of the longest days of the year. I do see Pluto's moon. I do see Saturn. I do not see Gemini, as I've been saying. I see more of a Libra feeling. It really is a hard Leo coming in. I definitely see Sagittarius and gold in the back for November. I definitely see Stonehenge on a ley line of a low. And when you say it and you day it, you can't even nay. N-E-Y, S-E-Y, L-E-Y, all of them. That literally means the energy flow is so hard on a straight on through that he can't even go. That manifested really well. And I got what I wanted. So when you see it and you go, no way, you can't even believe how hard it was. So blend on through. Let's do the light sayer tarot. What do we need to know about summer solstice? It usually is a surprise for the signs, how they respond. You're not supposed to know. That's part of the luck of the universe on what it's bringing you. It is a good luck. Good luck. My God. So, I don't know why I see pepper. That's bad luck. But I see white flour. I see everything that it should be, but not in this season. Something about cooking up. It's like this whole summer solstice is cooking up something. Celtic lore is high. Wicca is at a stance to the other religions. They are running it hard and fast and like through and true, where you can't even sue anyone. When it goes to magic, it's going to fly through. Be careful. Go gentle. Think of it when you do magic, burn magic, or any water magic or anything like that. Think of it as that it's going to flow through. This is really like water season. So you don't want to do too hard because people can actually get, I'm doing this, there's no sense. Sinus infections, soft tissue injuries, obscurities. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. So when you see the 5 of Cups, it is like less of a disappointment coming in. It's really not going to make sense. Thank you, new moon, for June. And through that full moon that we have, it is a little bit of weakness. I see actually good luck in love. 9 of Cups. You can't even be it at all. It's not happy because something came in the first 3 months and there was a lot of money on the table and it left, as I say. Unfulfilled wishes. Yes. 8 of Swords. It really is a type of healing unbeknownst that makes you tied up. When you see the 5 of Wands, you are like climbing up the ladder. It has to do with masculine energy. Like masculine energy this summer, after the summer solstice and during it, sits well, like quiet, healing in a way where it's slowing down. But we got all this going on. Yeah. It's very normal in earth magic in the way the planetary measure is through astrological seeing, that it will balance out in each area and make sense. It's not meant to all be on the same page. It's inhumane to be on the same page. So when you see it and you go the 10 of Wands, difficulty. You really got to use your insight as a psychic medium, intuitive, instinctive, all blended through and through. When you see this 9 of Swords, it is no wind. So I see stagnation. I see humidity. I see storms. That is a cause of it. I do see like a lack of sense to a lackadaisical view. I do see unrest coming in due to the summer solstice. I do see people like celebrity deaths, like we just had Amber pass away. When you see the Page of Swords come through and you look at this and you go, no, 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 I really didn't read about this. Like, how did that body wash up in Westerly? Where did this come from? Even the best of the best are all of a sudden catching up on certain things. 8 of Wands, they didn't get the text message on that. And you see the Ace of Wands come through. It's not where we wanted to be in the beginning. Wasn't the best of judgment at first, but it was clear. We see this Ace of Swords right here. She's sitting and she just knows it right here in her head. Knows it. When you see the Six of Swords, you go, it really is. It really is. It's a move on through. A move on through. When you see this and you go, the Six of Wands, it's not a victory. No, it plays out, but everyone is contented in their own way. That's all you know. No play on words, no protein shakes, nothing of that nature. So, and I actually look through it and I see it all balance out. I do see the gold coins. I do see them in the forest. I see them on hikes. I see everyone doing as they normally do, camping, hunting, fishing, normal summer activities. But there is a delay, almost, and I see a knife on a cutout, like trying to cut away at something that still doesn't make sense on how it all played out. When I see the Ten of Cups to the Knight of Cups, like it's almost emotional reunions to family picnics and get-togethers, but it's still this like sense of a lockdown because the Seven of Swords, when you're out in the field and you're looking at everything at night, or maybe like because like you live on a farm and you're just out there having fun, it really is like a hasteful knowing of a turning point. It's gonna have some chaos a little bit. You can't even believe it. This Knight of Wands is passionate. I see July and August. And then when you see the fairs come in, you can't even, like, you see all of a sudden people are like, it's right there. It is right there. When you see the sun, you go through it and you do it through happiness. Like, people are actually happy with like breakups and divorces and ending of partnerships and businesses. They're like, it's good. It's a good change. It really is. When you see the set, like the Ten of Swords, you can't even play it through. You can't even play it through. The Seven of Cups comes in and goes, it was time. It was time on how you can't figure it out, how it's still running. That's how it feels like with like politics and diplomatic measures right now. Like, I can't believe you're still running this story and still doing this. Like, people want to be more outward due to the Freedom of Information Act. How did politics get in here on the summer solstice? It really is a lax. And then I look at LAX. That is how the universe tells you in its own way. It's odd. So then you see Minnesota and you go, there it is. Right on through. Imbalance. Yep. All forms of meaning imbalance. I feel like a Pete repeat. So here I am. I ran it up, down, all around, and to be about a bay. And literally I'm like, can I go to the pond with the kids and relax? When I see the Two of Swords, you're not supposed to see it or know it. You're not supposed to. It's okay. When you see the King of Wands, man, you did high dishonor to get this. When you see, you have to play on words a little bit, and everyone starts laughing. They were the masters of their craft. Around July 12th, you say, they really did work this good, because it really takes a hard look of like this new begin. Like, I see new psychics from the summer solstice. Loose, like relaxed psychics. They are on a paved path, though. They really are. When you see the Seven of Pentacles and you go, you can't dig at anything at certain times of the day when you're actually going about your daily work. And they're like, you're not in reality. That means you really hit it right on the nail. Forward going, it really is like issues with healthcare, catheters. About, I don't know why catheters. Why is this coming out of the summer solstice? What is this sunset to sunrise to the moon to the stars? Let's go astrological. It's called a bent-way cause. A bent-way cause in astrology means that the energy around the earth to the ozone is bent and bowed. When it's bent and bowed, it can't break. It's almost like selenite. The way, I'll show you, the way selenite is, it's like this and it will crack. And then clear energy comes down and flows down on through. And when it hits you, it actually will cause like micro fractures. So you see asteroids, you see meteorites, you see all of a sudden wind gusts. I swear I saw a UFO. And you see this and you go, wait a minute. The Seven of Wands guarded. Yep, everyone is really button lips as they go about because of a huge pause that came on through. Money. They're like, it's money. I said, no. Loss of tenuine tension, meaning like the tension in the body that has to do with like your skin on how it sits, like on how you sit in your own body. It actually, like the universe is like a marionette puppet with us. It's universal correction. You can't, no matter what happens on paper. So when I see SpaceX, and you know, it really goes to show on how the incident in Texas like happened. Everyone just sits and says there's just really nothing you could do. Just watch it play out. Just watch it play out. All of a sudden they're gone. They're gone. And you get a knock on the door. I didn't see that coming. Yep. Because a lot of times, because they have been in stagnation energy and they get clear energy, they run with it. So be mindful of like the energy you're absorbing and taking in also during the summer. I don't know why I'm drawn to this blue agate, but when I see clearly, it's fog to smog and smoke of Elay, E-L-A-Y. It's an old way when it's like a stagnant, stale cigarette and you smoke it and you see everything and you get sick and it makes you do cold turkey. So when I see tourmaline, I actually see the cut through and I see the line drive to the post. Let's go Summer Solstice, crystal quartz. It does not like crystal quartz. It like kicked right back, right in, like right through. Let's go to Starseed Oracle. I'm seeing like people reminiscing all of a sudden. They haven't done it in a long time. In a long time. All right. There is this lifting of the veil that they have been talking about, and it's question everything and anything on a line must go. When you see stop, embrace the winter, great cosmic womb, it really does go to show like it's going to happen again. I feel like there's a breakdown somewhere on all of it, on how you do a done in your life. Like, okay, I'm moving on to my next chapter that I have to do. It really meant for this, like, you'll survive this new solutions and beginnings. There was some sort of like great severing, and it had to do with something about north, like up north, North Pole, North Star, and when it goes down to the southern portion of a hemisphere, you can't sit at it at all. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Believe it or not, a lot of people are on common ground on where it laid and lied out. So when you see rock bottom surrender, I feel more court cases actually emerge. That there's a lot more not said. When I see surrender holding the opposites, extreme life, like bankruptcy, like no other coming through, but they're happy. Like, I finally got it. I finally got it. When you see this physical, emotional healing, yeah, they're like, people need to be more at rest a little bit this summer, if they can try. When I see birth and creations, tapestry of life, expression, yep, baby's born. Here it is again, the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening of love. Mars in this is true. So let's actually talk about planet energy during the summer solstice. When I see it, I see Mars. It is anger. It is hard and harsh, but it really softens within. When I see Saturn and Pluto together, that's where I see illnesses. When I see Neptune to Uranus, that's heinous. Like, I can't even say that. Like, you can't even like put surveillance or like a ring on it. Like, I don't know why I hear that. That's harsh. There's something I can't even say it. Like, oh my god, that's disgusting. And then you hear, oh my god, this is how it is when you catch it from the universe. You're part of the team of souls. Call in support. I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Yep. We see Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Like I said, Orion energy is so frayed out haywire that you look at the power and they're like, look at, you need to go off grid. They line it up so hard. They don't always need a psychic or a medium to help them through when they're that aligned and attuned to the universe, because it slammed them overnight. All right, play an oracle. Here it is. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? All right, universal heart, compassion. It really does have to do with compassion, about hearing something, transmission. When I see this, I feel like there's some things that show up in regards from the energy from the summer solstice. I feel like people try to be creative in their own individual lives to get something done. And they do take some leaps and bounds and chances. And I do see some people going haywire because they didn't do it right. And they should have known better. But really, when I see this, when I see crystalline grids, it really is at nighttime. At nighttime. When I see telepathy and I see it, it's like ideas pop in the head overnight. When I see Alcyone, you can't even believe how hard it is at all on how a figured out is. So when I see how it plans and you go, just sit and watch. I feel like day to day, and you keep on your timeline on where it says like it should be filed or the way that your bills are, I think you'll do fine. Believe it or not. It has to do with a mathematical equation that trips everyone up by June 20th, and it continues on for 4 years. They can't understand the letter Y. That's heinous. That is heinous. My God, see? Already knocks through. So let's look at the wood runes to soften us a little bit. All right. There's a freeze, instinct. When you look at it and you go, I was coming to pick you up about this, and it literally popped on through, and it goes, we got acid reflux off of this, coming to pick you up. That's heinous. That is heinous off the summer solstice. It costs a lot of money. It's worth it. But when you actually look at this, you go, you can't even do it right. I see tiki torches and I see them pull right up. Has a lot of power. This is like June 21st through like the end of July. I feel like it was escalated through. And when I see this, I go, I feel like you need to actually go and talk about this a little bit, because this was nasty fate. It's causing a lot of havoc about what you two were doing. When I go and I say it's a lot of strength, you have to use everything about your gifts, about certain people, and around certain situations. And the way it plays out, it brings in a lot more joy than what you think, even though it's a bad situation. When I say this, the birth of something, it really was true. It really was true. It had to do everything about themselves. And when you see it, when you say Degas, they say it's like, are they going to drop a bomb? I say, prudency is key, but I'm sure they'll do a revelation. They'll do a lot of things. A lot of things. You can't even see it through. All right. What else does the summer solstice want us to know? Animals. What does the animal cards want us to know? Here we go. Animal Spirit Oracle. And then we'll go to the Akashic. It's hard on press. It is political. It is ghastly gray when seen. Here we go. Nightingale, shark, starfish, and fish. You literally, it has to do something with healthcare. Comes out. And I see actual international. I see this. This is straight out on game. I see like talking to like more mediumship. To those who do mediumship, I see this as a hunting, looking about. And when I see this dragonfly, it's known, it's okay, it happens. But when you see dragon, you go, it's true. It's true. Like there's something out here watching. When you see the wolf, it is like a curious, a cantankerous to the hawk. Oversight. And when you see the deer, I don't see the doe. And then you see like a couple bucks if you're lucky. And you go, there's a rise, like a rebirth, a rise of something in many, many places. This is showing me like an unlocking of potential. That's a rarity when I see this unicorn on a straight on out. Here it is. And that's what I hear. Akashic Tarot. What do we need to know about the summer solstice? I see 3 on base. How did 3 get on base? And when I see Archangel Gabriel, there's no messages. All of a sudden, there's no messages. It is like a lot of energy coming in through. There's like more like commitments and contracts and marriages and like relationship proposals in all forms. And it has to do with a cutout. A cutout. When you see wishes fulfilled in reverse, it's not exactly what was wanted. But when you see the willow, it blows in the breeze. I don't know why I see that. And I see like a Bahama Mama drink on the beach. And when I see the King of Keys in reverse, it is like taken away. And when you see this and you see the spring and autumn in reverse, you go, done. It's like done. It's right there. You can't even sue anyone. But basically, when you see it on the ground, even in the summer, like old leaves, it's muck energy. But it does grow. And that's all you need to know. Like you can grow and cultivate through the soil. You're not to know exactly what happens after that. That's the beauty of the summer solstice coming in. But basically, there's a lot of things caught in ruins, and you have to make the best of it because it's not just going to come right through. And that's all you need to know. So, with that being said, leave a like, a comment, a share, an email. It's greatly appreciated. A subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.